All right, let's expose the Syop of the quantum financial system intertwined with the Ripple blockchain. Motive and how it works. All right? First of all, the motive. Get right to it. The motive is to suppress the people, okay, from finding out the true sovereign money, which is the original Bitcoin. The motive is to keep people away and completely away from knowing about that it even exists, finding it, buying it, owning it, from ever owning Bitcoin. And when I mean Bitcoin, I'm not talking about the fake Bitcoin, which is BTC. I'm not talking about the Lightning Network. I'm talking about the original true protocol. It's got a ticker called BSV. So people do not, that's the motive, okay? The motive. Why? Because when you actually own Bitcoin, you completely own and have a piece of ownership of something that cannot be taken from you. It cannot be changed. There's 21 million limited supply, just a very small supply, finite supply of the true money. It's the world's first digital commodity, and it's going to come out in court here shortly. But let's just break down this Syop and how it works. So, the entire Ripple community, which is XRP and Stellar, Jed McCaleb behind Stellar, who created Mt. Gox, and then Ripple, Roger Ver and company, and all these other people that are behind the Ripple project, have yet to show one piece of evidence that the protocol actually is doing anything. First of all, it's a pre-mined protocol, meaning that Jed McCaleb and Roger Ver and these guys, they created a token out of thin air. They pre-mined the whole thing, meaning they got most of it, and then they just started selling it and making it a price. Now, with an unlimited budget to market, with the Ripple Foundation and Stellar Foundation and these giant foundations with billions of dollars in it, they pump it out there. It's clear they just pump it out there and pump a lot of fake news about all these great things that are happening. And it's clear that if you read, I challenge people to really look closely into it. You look at actually what happened with the companies, whatever happened with Bank of America, whatever happened with those companies that they were supposedly partnering with. They were going to be part of this quantum financial system, and they were going to be using this blockchain. Carefully read through all of that. Challenge anyone to do that. And what you'll find out is that, yeah, those banks and those institutions got some money from Ripple and XRP, people, but they just couldn't make anything work. Protocol is just not successful. It can't function. Okay, it's not proof of stake and it's not proof of work. What else is it? It's just pre-mined, completely unknown as to what's going on. The supply is really unknown, and the price is just completely manipulated. Okay, so for those people who are holding on to it for dear life, I mean, I applaud you, but be mindful. By not owning the true Bitcoin, okay? Now, if you're so rich you can own it all, do it. But by not owning at least just one true Bitcoin, I mean, it's just such a huge mistake, because by not owning that, by having Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin, I'm talking the real protocol, which is only about 30 to 40, it's less than $40 right now, when I'm shooting this video. By having that, you have your own piece of freedom, your own piece of sovereignty. You're a part. You actually have you carry Satoshis that you can use and transact with, because Bitcoin was designed to be used. It was designed to be money, not digital gold, not some speculative asset. And so when you evaluate these protocols, who's using these other things? Oh, the quantum financial system. I got an article that talks all about this thing, the quantum financial system, and all these things that are going to come save us. The psyops just go on and on and on. Well, the real facts lie in a big giant court case that nobody talks about, nobody knows about. They don't want to know about it. They want to read about it. It's the court case of the century, the biggest financial court case of all time. And that's COPA, which is the cabal, versus Satoshi and Bitcoin. And it's a it's a conglomeration of multiple cases coming together. So there's countersuits from either side, and the High Court in London combined the cases, all to be determined to resolve one issue among any. But the big issue is to resolve the issuance rights of the protocol. Who has the issuance rights? You know? Okay, somebody called Satoshi. Who was that guy? Does he have issuance rights to the name Bitcoin? Does he have issuance rights to the original protocol? Does he have right to patent it? You know, these questions are going to come. Is he actually Satoshi? These questions are all coming to a head in January, and nobody wants to talk about it. But I'll tell you who does want to fight about it and litigate about it, and that's Facebook, Twitter. You know, all these big guys, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, Dorsey, and the big giant, you know, Copa cabal. They definitely are very concerned about it. They're very serious about it. Now, they may not talk publicly about it too much, but look at who's behind Copa in this court case and what's going on, really. I mean, think about it. You've got this guy from, you know, Dorsey from Square putting out this one protocol saying that he's got an alternative, a better alternative with Lightning Network, which is nothing more than a centralized protocol where everybody can put all their own assets, give it to somebody else, another middleman, and give up control. Well, just welcome back to the past. That's where we already are. We're already sick of giving our money to Silicon Valley Bank and having them close the doors. You know, we're sick of that. We're over that. You know, we don't trust Silicon Valley Bank and all these others anymore. And we've already been burned. All right, we know. So we want to have a way to control our own assets. And yeah, it's really, you know, gold and silver is a great way in the past, but it's hard to transact with. And that's why we're going into the future. What's going to be used? What are people going to transact with? I'm not talking about some other CBDC that some people want to create and control others. I'm talking about what are the sovereign people going to use? Well, the sovereign people, think about it, they're going to use not BTC. BTC is too expensive to transact with. You know, who wants to transact with BTC? Pay all those fees, have it slow protocol, have it get tied up in the Lightning Network where you got to download an app and send it to a middleman, and you have no actual. See, BTC it removed the digital signatures on the blockchain. So without those digital signatures, you have no way to verify the actual transaction occurred. So we like the people, the sovereign people, the people of the nation, we need a way to verify our transactions so that we can log them and track them with each other to have a receipt. So that way when I pay you, I say that's the receipt that I paid you. There's my proof of purchase, and you can have it forever logged. And it cost me less than a penny, you know, a fraction of a cent to transact. That's money. That's called digital cash. That's what Bitcoin was designed to be. And what's coming down the pike in January is this entire giant, biggest financial court case of our time, where not only is the identity of Satoshi going to be revealed, but the use of the word Bitcoin. Can Coinbase use that word Bitcoin anymore? Can Kraken still use the word Bitcoin? I mean, this is going to change the landscape. Now it could go either way. What if it doesn't happen? What if Satoshi loses? Well, can't get any worse than it already is, right? Can't get any worse. I mean, I imagine getting any worse than it already is. Price could go down a little bit more. I guess the price could go down a little bit more. I guess that's probably the worst thing that could happen. And is that really bad? We'll just buy cheaper. You know, it's already down. I mean, so much. 21 million of these priceless little assets, the most digital commodity, a way for us to actually store our own true value in our pocket with just a little private key. 21 million of them. Are you going to be lucky enough and fortunate enough to actually own one? Just one? Boy, I hope so. I really hope so, man, because I'm going to need a lot of people to transact with. That's for sure. Because inflation sure ain't getting any better. And, you know, if it was 15 years ago still, I would never even look or consider something like this. Crazy. Digital cash and money. Why? No way. I mean, we have the United States dollars. Why wouldn't we just want to use that? However, we're in a different world right now. And in case you haven't noticed, we have a slight problem with inflation. And we have a slight problem with the government in the United States. But we're trying to get this new speaker, and it's a deadlock over there right now. But we'll see what happens on that. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter in the way of inflation, because the money printing has gone berserk, and it is affecting the price of goods. I mean, I'm seeing it. It's definitely balanced out. So it's one of those things. I mean, we could save all the money. I had a great meeting with this gentleman today who's a full Native American, helped me out big time, man. Paul, Indian Paul. And he told me about stories about how when he, started saving, and he started learning, when you make $10, you save $5. That's beautiful. It's great to teach your kids that financial literacy. But what happens when the money is saved in U.S. dollars, and you save $5, and now that $5 can't buy you gas, and it just keeps going up and up and up. So the value of it's going down faster than you can keep it in the bank or save it under the mattress. That's the problem. What do you do? And so by looking at this quantum financial system, okay, and the stellar Ripple Syop involved with Ripple blockchain and XRP, we got just one more distraction away from the people actually finding out about their true money. The one remedy that they actually have to protect their wealth and assets, and actually put it in their pocket and have total control over it. That's the thing. Where else can you, other than gold and silver, real estate, hard assets, even that, real estate is hard to even say you got control over it, because you don't really get a title to your property anymore. I mean, that's another whole subject. I mean, you don't really get title. You get a certificate of title. So I can't really say that real estate is really the gold. Okay, owning physical gold and silver. Yes. How much of that can you physically hold? And how can you transact with it online? We're in online. I mean, or some other place. It makes it difficult. But with Bitcoin, and I mean Bitcoin SV, the original chain, the original protocol, 2009. You can transact with it right now. Less than a penny. Around the world, and it's being utilized more than any other chain, hands down, without a question. There's no question about it. Just check the transaction volume and the activity. I mean, I personally met Satoshi, shook his hand, sat down with him many times. I uploaded some videos about that in Dubai and in London. I had to go back and look him and meet him personally, determine these things, myself, my own personal knowledge. So I can't just talk about, some guy on the internet. No. I had to take the journey, to fly over the pond and make this and ask these tough questions, sitting down in a room, make these determinations to make sure that I wasn't another scam, another flop. Well, I'll tell you right now, the big scam is just inflation. United States dollars, I mean, they're great, but come on. How much more inflation can we have? So that's why I just wanted to get this video out there, because I hate to see people get psyoped on the quantum financial system and Ripple and Stellar and XRP, and miss the one opportunity, the limited time left that they actually can own Bitcoin. Okay? Actually own the original Bitcoin. It's so special. The few people that are going to see this video too, I mean, the very small handful of people that actually will see this video, and then the very small people after that are actually going to do something about it and take action, or even less. If I were in your position watching this video, what would I do? I would go to Centi. I would download Centi, and I would buy with a wire transfer right there, and I would transfer it in Swiss francs. There's a clue right there, because there is no cost. I'm almost scared to tell people about that. Rock Wallet is another one. It's very expensive, but you can do it. Rock Wallet. It's very easy for people who are not savvy enough to use a Centi or trusted enough to use a Swiss bank like that. But there's a few others. Coinify is another one. And other than that, there's just a few limited others. It's literally, the Kabbalah has done a very good job at completely shutting it down. Completely shutting its access down to the masses to where most people cannot access it. Hand cash is another way. Hand cash, I believe you can onboard with a credit card. Very expensive. So I gave you a couple of clues. Hopefully, somebody, at least one person, will take this and run with it as an insurance. Because no matter what, even if you have the XRP, and this is not financial advice. I don't know about finances. But I'll tell you, even if you had that XRP, now you have the original Bitcoin. You have the original Bitcoin protocol. You got something. Even if you have just one Bitcoin, I'm telling you, man, that's freaking valuable. Highly valuable in the future to actually own one. Amazing. So much more. It's a company called hodlocker.com. They're locking Bitcoin protocols on chain now. Twitch is an amazing platform. They have social media platform. There's a browser called Maxithon browser. I got the name wrong. Satoshi is a good channel to follow. I interviewed him here. You can learn a lot from him on education. Follow the CoinGeek channel. They do terrible on marketing, but they do a really good job on getting, on good content. Kirk Walker Jr. puts out really good content. The interview from Jack Pitts, and today, Jack Pitts was really, really good on the CoinGeek channel with Kurt. Another one is, hats off to Jack Liu, man. I don't know the guy. I know Xiaowei Liu knows him, who I know personally here in the Bay Area, but, this guy's been all over the place, but he's been on the Bitcoin journey for years. And from his journey, and now it seems like from the last talk I saw him do, is that he's finally put the whole puzzle together, and he realizes that all roads finally lead to Bitcoin. And layer 1 Bitcoin, layer 1. BTC is not even a layer anymore. It's built something else on some other place. I don't know where it's at. Okay, Bitcoin Cash could be a site, could be another layer with the changes it's made. I guess I don't know how you can describe that, but layer 1 is just Bitcoin, and that's what the naming rights are going to come down to in this lawsuit. Because once we can just call it Bitcoin again, we don't have to call it BSV, because I hate that name, BSV. That sucks. I think it's crap. That's a terrible name. Once we can just call it Bitcoin, like it should be, it's all going to change, man. And that could happen as soon as January. Imagine if it does, how the world will change. Expect, in court, in litigation, you got to expect the worst. Always think negative, never think positive in court. I learned that one the hard way. Always think negative, so think about the worst case scenario. The worst thing that could happen is they lose that court case, and they say that Satoshi, everything that goes against Satoshi, the worst thing that could happen is probably we stay about where we're at. The price doesn't go up. It seems to be about the worst. It's not going to be closed down. There's too much activity. There's too many businesses building and booming. There's too much infrastructure. There's so much massive activity. They solved the S-Crypt is probably one of the most amazing companies on chain, which is going to show exactly how Bitcoin is Turing complete. Meaning that its developers are able to write smart contracts on Bitcoin using the language S-Crypt, which is a computer programming language similar to Solidity on Ethereum. So now it's been proven by S-Crypt and Xiaowei Liu and the geniuses over there that Bitcoin's Turing complete, and any developer can write smart contracts on Bitcoin using the S-Crypt protocol, just like Solidity. And this was revealed in Dubai in 2021 in summer when Satoshi himself dropped the big speech, and only a few people in the room got it. When he cornered the whole, he chest matched the entire plan, and he says to Vitalik, he's like, Vitalik, to the founder of Ethereum, he's like, you don't want to join me? That's fine. I'm not gonna smash Ethereum because it's gonna hurt too many of the little guys. Instead, we're gonna build Ethereum on Bitcoin. And once it's built, Who wouldn't want to pay less than a penny to do the same thing on Bitcoin and not have to go through these layer 2 protocols and all these other risky maneuvers, having their coins hacked, and pay a lot more money and have a slower transaction on Ethereum? Who wouldn't? And that's what XRP has done. It's allowed all these developers now to code right into Bitcoin what they were doing before on Solidity. That's already happened. That part of the mission's done. The next part of the chess game is the patent fortress. The patents are over 1,600 right now. Last time I checked, the blockchain patents. Bitcoin's already got the patent on smart contracts. That's been issued by the United States government. So there's just the patent fortress is the other one. So you don't want to join us, Ethereum? That's what he says at the big Dubai announcement. Fine, you can deal with the patent fortress. So it's a checkmate move, and the rest of these protocols are, they're nothing more than just a psyop and a distraction to get people away from the original Bitcoin. That's all I got. Gavin Mail, like and comment and subscribe if you like content like this. This is freaking really a deep talk on Bitcoin and trying to break the whole thing down, the psyop, and exposing the entire XRP and Ripple platform with the clone of financial system and all those distractions from people actually owning Bitcoin themselves and having possession of their own keys and their own money without need of anybody else. No trusted third party needed. We own it ourselves. There's a great wallet called Simply Cash. It's probably the best wallet out there. It's the safest wallet that I've ever found. And you can have put it on a nice old, let's say, iPhone, and you put it in a safe, wherever you're going to put it, into a safety deposit box, whatever's secure for you. And then you've got your Bitcoin on there. And then you can transact with it offline. You don't need the internet. It's amazing. It's amazing. You don't have to be connected to the internet. You don't need a phone service to have that wallet work. So it's pretty incredible, man. That's all I got. Gavin Mail. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.